We'll go ahead and get started. This is, again, game number 7 in the Elliptic Streak. We've got an octopode monk here. And, this is probably going to end really, really fast, considering that we left off basically because we were lagging yesterday. And by the way, I found out that wasn't lag. It was just my system was messed up. I see we have ascended above mortal octopode defenses. Yeah, we've reached the best spell in the game, you know. Stat form. The thing I always go for. The most important thing, really. It kind of reminds me of this Reddit post I saw once where this guy said the word broadaxe like 500 times in like how to win a game of Dungeon Crawl. For me, that would be stat form. But anyway, we'll finish this and we'll probably go right into the Centaur Chaos Knight. Hey, Regondum, what's up? Let's just go ahead and go ahead. Like, we've got 4 runes. It sounds like Man. I don't think it was Man, although I do think he entered the thread. You know, I think he was present as a responder. But no, I think it was just some random guy. And I remember someone responded that he wasn't sure if the goal was to get the orb or to get a broadaxe. Anyway, let's mop up Vaults 5 here. What's that, Regondon? Are you sick, buddy? Oh wait, let's not try to tab a net and while in feeble octopode form. Okay, picked up a couple artifacts. Let's figure out what they are. An amulet is crap. Don't need it. I don't really anticipate finding anything else that's useful. I mean, this ring is pretty amazing, but it's got Star Slow on it, and we don't need any of the stuff that's on it, so we're not going to fool with it. In fact, this character really doesn't need to put a lot of thought into really anything. Oh, that sucks, Regondon. Sorry about that. Alright, so like we could go Crypt if we felt like it, but this, again, is one of those characters that's just so strong that he really doesn't need it. You know, I can more or less tab through depths if I feel like it. Really, this is more of a victory lap. Oh, Strawberry, thank you. Appreciate the sub. It's I got my new alerts that are the same as the old alerts, but just like not ear destroying. Silver throwables got nerfed. What happened? What did they do? I thought that silver throwables were like now the brand does the max of silver bonus or Vorpal bonus. Oh, okay, so it doesn't stack anymore. That's still a buff over like old, you know what I mean? Like the old ones only got one or the other. Like silver was just silver. So I mean, it's still an improvement. Although I guess it was potentially going to be really fun to have both. Alright, have a nice night, Regondon. They're just not crazy anymore. To be fair, they're still kind of crazy, because think about it, like, not only are you doing the extra damage, you've got you've got penetration. So that's something that wasn't really possible before. I don't know, I'd like to play a Neo throw guy, with the caveat that I think it's going to be kind of weird to have to train stealth. To the point where I think I'll just ignore it and train throwing and nothing else. Like I used to do on characters. Probably won't 2-shot orbs of fire anymore. No, with enough throwing I bet you still will. Now you can do massive damage to 3 orbs of fire at once, right? What am I doing? I have val clutch. It was like 2 ogre packs simultaneously. We got dispersal trapped. I just wanted to come and get the I just wanted to get the horn real quick. Is this going to be more trouble than it's worth, I wonder? Oh, it was easy. Horn is nice to have on the orb run. Our inventory is kind of a disaster. But nevertheless, I'll pick up one more thing. Really cozy depth stream here, you know? Just like really straightforward. I guess depths kind of always feels like a victory lap, unless you've got a really weak character. Because if you think about it, like your character's already hit his stride, you know? Just kind of finishing up at this point. Hello. Hello, floating eye. Take a step backwards. Obviously we don't want to die to the floating eye. So I can just kill this stuff at range with VVC. This is a lot of stuff though. I'd like to emulate, but I don't actually have any. Could we enter fire? We could actually enter fire the stone giant, that's funny. Step away so the eye can't see us again. Boom, he explodes. Now I don't really need to worry about the floating eye. He'll die to the flame. I think he died, right? Yeah, he did. Alright, we could tab forward again. I'm actually, amazingly, I'm making good use out of Inner Flame, BVC, and Statue Form Repent Sinner. I refuse. I am an unrepentant sinner. I'll do what I want, Dad. I hadn't thought of this before, but check this out. Check it out, man. Things that are big, I think dragons count, make huge-ass explosions, right? So inner fire is actually like better than people even give it credit for, even in the late game, you know? Like this is... I may be discovering like a secret here, you know? Just the area of effect possible. Okay, we're running out of mana. We have just enough to re-up statue form. Man, look at that, that's so sick. As long as you have good spell power, it's actually good. Inner Flame is good, it's high power Fireball for 3 MP. Yeah. Actually, it's better than Fireball if you're targeting a large thing, because more area of effect. It's almost like, I mean, this is probably overstating the effectiveness, but it's almost like having ignition, you know, just with the true massiveness of the, you know, the size of the explosion. It's really good, I'll say that much. It's really cool that Strawberry Milk subbed. Like every single sub that I get allows me to have, well, it doesn't give me, like not every single one, Doesn't give me a new emoji, but like I get a new emote slot as I pass certain thresholds, so it's definitely appreciated. Oh, we gotta drop more stuff. Guess it's a pretty powerful character when you have so many items that you don't even need to, like you actually have to worry about item management. All of this stuff is useful. Well, not just that, Flood Killer, it's also the fact that, well, I mean, yeah, a lot of big stuff has low MR, but like Stone Giants have middling MR. I think that Inner Fire actually has like a big boost to it in terms of like how much spell power you need to get past MR. Because, I don't really have much hexes or fire for that matter, but I've got an 87% chance to hit this Impaler. I suspect it uses something like the Agony formula, I'm going to turn off Scrolls of Identify. For a second I thought I forgot I was an Octopode. It's like, oh, I'll have to Iron Shot this guy because I can't go in the deep water. You have 36 int, keep that in mind. Also, do you have any Rings of Fire on? I do not. I tend to try to avoid wearing Rings of Fire in general for my RF just because of the penalty to my RC. I really do think the spell power is just Agony style, Sounds good, Flood Killer. I can pop into a Zig, by the way, if you guys want me to. This character he probably couldn't finish it, but maybe if I had Shatter. But he could certainly go like 10 floors if I felt like it, but it's really not necessary. We've sort of ascended, We've got the Amulet of Yendor, and we're all powerful now. It's like a failing NetHack reference because I haven't actually played NetHack. Alright, let's go down. I am sort of tempted to dive, but I know I shouldn't. Okay, this is pretty weird. A spell power boost that's somewhere between Tuck, Dance, and Agony, as in better than Tuck, but worse than Agony. That is a bit strange, isn't it? %25 chance to defeat Shadow Dragon. MR, so it doesn't just work against everything. Could actually get wrecked here. Explosion. Explosion. Oh, right, there's a Juggy next to us. Still in stat form. Still got flames over here. Let's just BVC this stuff. I see Juggy is here. Let's acid him. Abusing BVC again, you should be ashamed. What's up, Fox? I'm not ashamed. I have no shame. Okay, I got the acid debuff on him, we'll just kill him. Wow, we just almost tabbed through a gigantic depths vault. One of those really just dense kind of places. Fairly outrageous, really. Like, Roctopodes are insane. If you ever play an Octopode and you don't go staff form, you're probably making a mistake. Either way, that definitely means I'm going to use Inner Flame more in the future. Yeah, Flood Killer, I'm impressed enough with it that like this may change my opinion of the Fire School in general. You know, I used to avoid it because it's just like a weird janky spell to use, but now I'm starting to think that with a little bit of cleverness you could really turn it into a powerhouse, you know. BVC, 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 a lot of damage possible here. A crawl player, a little bit of cleverness. Good point. Hey, acquirement. Manual of dodging. Well, pick that up. We will, I guess, go for jewelry. Or gold. I guess I could go gold. Actually, let's go gold. Our jewelry's fine. 720 gold? Hell yeah. Hey, MP7, what's up, man? This is your second stream that you've made it to. Thanks. I appreciate it. Gotta get those Euro-friendly hours, you know? Yeah, we started out as an Octopode monk, and it seemed like the obvious move was to eventually move into stat form. And now we're just sort of cheesing our way through the entire game. Dude. I've also learned, we learned that, and you may already know this, we learned that inner fire, or inner flame I guess it's called, uses a formula that's sort of close to agony. It's like a little less than agony, a little better than tuck dance, and so you don't really need that much spell power to inner fire stuff in the late game. So it's kind of changed my entire opinion on that spell. Really, really good, actually. And I think that people just don't know that because nobody uses Inner Flame, you know? Like, who has even tried to use Inner Flame in the late game? First time I've seen Inner Flame actually being used properly. No, it's awesome, man. Like, the thing is, this character is basically immune to the explosions because I've got RF++. So you use it on these big boys, you know, especially dragons and stuff where you get the big explosion. I think it even does more damage. Wow, that is a Hellion. Do I not have Ice Blast? Yes, I do. There we go. Okay, Dragon Form for the flying. Why are we not just walking into the lava? Because we are having inventory management problems and I dropped all my flying potions, so I had to go Dragon Form first. But yeah, I probably should have just gone Dragon Form instead of Ice Blasting the Hellion. It's that instinct from playing too many extended games where you just don't want to be close to... This guy would survive it, certainly. I agree. I just wasn't thinking, and I was just defaulting to the plan that I usually use against Hellions. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the kind of player I am, I tend to sort of, you know, in my mind I have these really rigid strategies, and I tend to default to them. You know, and sometimes, as we've just noticed, it's not the right move. You know, technically it's not optimal. Like, I just used Ice Blast, and I didn't have to use Ice Blast. But generally speaking, like in Extended or whatever, especially when you're going through the hells and you're trying to kind of maintain your hit points and mana and everything as you go down, you know, it's okay to use some wands. I would have pressed XE and never come back. No, there can be fun loot on that in that vault. Sometimes a good item spawns on top of the Hell Portal. I found Necronomicon on there before. Hey, Scroll of Immolation. Oh, you meant that as a joke. Sorry, I'm immune to jokes, man. I sometimes don't get them. That makes sense, though. It's funny. To be fair, MP7, I think you're just as likely to find a stack of arrows, but I'm not sure. Man, what can I drop? What can I even drop? What would I want to drop? Nothing, really. But ammo is actually really good to have. Do I need Vuln? I really don't need Vuln. It's nice to have, but I don't foresee it being valuable in Zot. The only time I could really see myself using Vuln in Zot is if Tiamat shows up. I can always come back for it. And then on the Orb Run, you probably don't want to use Vuln because at any moment a Panlord could show up that has like some kind of really powerful hex, and then it's like, have fun being paralyzed, bro. Okay, got tons of magic mapping. Vuln plus Fear can be useful if you get Telet into Orb Chamber and you want to remove some of the Orb Guardians. Ordinarily, I would agree. Oh, let's put D-Missile back up. Whoops. Ordinarily, I would agree, but on this character, I don't even know if I'm afraid of even Zerked Orb Guardians. Like, we will just tank our way through those. Wonder how much better Arcane Marksman would be if Conjure Flame was added to the book. Probably a lot better. Arcane Marksman as it stands is kind of a weird start. Dude, I'm gonna Iron Shot this dude. Because I don't want him to LCS me to death. He actually tried to. It'd be the perfect start. I don't know if I'd go that far. It'd be pretty good, though. Okay, we're trying to make it to the downstairs. It may look like I'm diving. I'm actually not. Oh, shit. Go up. D-Missile saved me from Crystal Spear there. Use Launcher for 2 levels and then become a Fire Elementalist. It'd be an excellent start. I don't think it would overshadow things like Berserker, but I mean, let's be honest, Artificer is the best, because it lets you bypass the nonsense that is shafting. Okay. Magic map. But yeah, it may look like I'm diving. I'm actually not. Like, I am diving, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to explore everything, but it wouldn't be a Malcolm stream if I didn't complain about shafts a little bit. This is the only way to avoid getting shafted in Zot. Or, more accurately, it's the only way to make shafts not matter. That is to say, we're doing this in reverse order. Okay, we're going to magic map. I'm going to drop magic mapping. Trivial optimal, pretty much. I mean, the fact that I do this every single game should be a sign that there's something a little bit odd about the current implementation, you know? And I guarantee you that if this were to come to their attention and they were to pay attention to it, you know what they would do? I bet you they would choose the exact silliest possible way to quote-unquote fix it. I bet they would just make it so you can get shafted into Zot5. Oh wait, I don't want to do Zot5 yet. Although, I do want to pick up magic mapping and use it, and then drop it, never to pick it up again. I don't think they'd necessarily think this is optimal. Okay, well, they can think that, but they'd be wrong. Hey, Mr. Leisure, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. And yes, actually, we discovered something funny about this hat. This is not a hat. This is the mask of the dragon. But for some reason my Octopode is just like, I don't know if he just has a very silly fashion sense, like a, you know, like the Japanese tourists where you see they have the, sort of the, have you ever seen one of those dudes with like the baseball cap just sort of resting lightly on their head? I feel like I saw a picture like that once. He's doing the same thing with this mask. Like the mask is supposed to be on his face, but like you can see the eyes of the mask, and you can see the eyes of the Octopode at the same time. What's going on? Like it does, he's wearing it wrong. Talking about the real problems in Dungeon Crawl today. They have bulbous heads after all. Fair point. You have digging for alarm traps, so it's easy. Just remove digging. Well, it begs the question, doesn't he? If he raises it up, should he really get the magical benefit of the shit. Okay, so I'm not carrying a roof curse because of my inventory management issues, so we have to go all the way back to where I have a stack of remove curs. On a mechanics note, you seem to play a lot of statue form on casters. Is that always optimal? I've not played any casters yet. I've talked about this a lot, and people kind of call me out about it because, as you say, I do play a lot of statue form casters. Optimal is a funny word. I was talking about this last stream, actually, where I was saying that all things being equal, I think that something like a dude who just iron shots and stays sort of fragile the whole game is technically more optimal, quote-unquote, than a guy who goes stat form. One of the reasons I like stat form, and Earth Magic in general, is that it turns more or less at... Oh, no, I'm not complaining. I don't take that as like a complaint. I'm totally fine with going over it more than once, especially if it's like, you know, it's not like you were here for that stream. You can't be blamed for that. And honestly, I like talking about this kind of thing, so it's don't feel bad about that at all. It's totally cool. But with regards to statue form, like you're essentially just turning your character into a really strong melee guy. You're basically bypassing being a caster at all, to some degree. Obviously, there's going to be certain weaknesses, like, oh no, change of subject, we got shafted into a floor we already explored. Looks like I'm being vindicated in my choices already. But that's the thing is, yeah, like Floodkiller said, there's just a certain fragility to caster characters that makes it painful to play them. And that's one of the reasons I prefer to go stat form because it's a little more mindless. You know, there are certain downsides, like I was about to say a minute ago, where you can get you could get like, what do you call it? You could get dispelled by a Quicksilver Dragon or a Purple Draconian. So like it's not perfect. You know, if you got silenced and dispelled, you'd be in some serious trouble, which is something that can actually happen in Zot especially via clowns plus purple Draconians or Quicksilver Dragons. But another reason I go stat form is just like, with the advent of BVC, Earth is just a tremendously broken school. So not only, I don't know, man, like not only do I get to be like a melee god, I get to just like blast dudes with Iron Shot, and I get to destroy their EV with Vile Clutch. So it's just a different and slightly safer playstyle, but not universally best. I would say that's about accurate. And it also depends on the character you're playing. Like, are you gonna go stat form on a Tengu? I bet you're not. You know, with that -3 Earth apt. You could, I guess, but do you really want to? Are you gonna go stat form on I don't know, I guess that's the only species I can think of that has a really terrible Earth apt that isn't just a melee guy to begin with. I guess I could probably, can I do this? Yeah, Tengu's the worst. Merfolk, but Merfolk's a bad example because they have good transmutations. There's bad transmutation apps too, it's true. But generally, if, yeah, you probably don't want stat form on a Spriggan. Let's see what the apps of a Spriggan are. -1 Earth, and no, they have a transmutations apt of 3. They make perfectly good stat form dudes. 3 is huge. If you have one good apt, it counteracts the bad apt, you know, in the two schools. But yeah, I don't think that stat form is like broken, you know, I just think it's good. It's a level 6 spell, you know? Like, are you gonna... I mean, I could name a lot of level 6 spells that seem broken. Like even the simple humble Bolt of Fire just blasts through almost everything in the game, you know? Anything that's not immune, straight up immune to fire, not even resistant, immune, Bolt of Fire will obliterate. They don't get running benefit in stat form, they're just a -30% hit point shitty race in stat form. That's true. But they still have that stat form melee. We actually got dispelled right here by this scumbag purple Drac. Gotta be careful of that. Could die real fast in octopode form in here. They're basically a Felid, but less Felid-y. Yeah, pretty much. Man, my preferred strat on a Spriggan is... yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You could turn off stat form and run away, although that can be... Remember, it takes 1.5 turns to cancel stat form. Because you're still on stat form speed when you do it, see? 1.5. Which seems like it wouldn't matter, but I imagine there are plenty of situations where it would. Oh, you better not. You better not dispel me. Doesn't really matter if I get dispelled here. I guess in theory I could have gotten like Dispel plus Zerked. That would be no fun at all. Probably should have taken that a little bit slower. If it was instant, it would be a no-brainer, honestly. Oh yeah, if you could revert instantly. I think that the non-instant revert is definitely necessary to keep things like stat form less overpowered, you know. But yeah, I agree with MP7. The ultimate thing to do with a Spriggan, in my opinion, is to go straight for Malign Gateway if you can get it. And and then just like walk backwards while killing things with Malign Gateway. By the way, because one trap was not enough, just to make sure I don't get through, there's got to be another one. Okay, that's a Zot trap. Are there any mark traps that I can abuse out here? No. And I killed all my Convokers, so I can't cheese that. Time to abuse noise. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I will abuse noise. The game's gonna chunk along for a second here. Dispersal would be great. Does that make a lot of noise? Oh, I didn't do Zot 1. Haderp. Oh, you were just talking about Spriggan statue form? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a really good point. And they can, unlike almost any other species, they can get dispersal and disjunction actually online really fast. I don't really see the point of dispersal when disjunction exists, you know. Yeah, Flood Killer. Those tiles seem to be sort of broken in terms of they make a lot more. They have a lot larger of a chance to be trapped intentionally, so, which I think is kind of a shame. Okay, is this the meme? Is this the meme lich? No, he could have Iron Shot. Nice try, douchebag. Iron Shot reflects. My turn. What do we want to train? Do we actually want unarmed combat so high? Probably not. We should be training evocations instead. Yep. Yeah, that's good. Could have gotten disjunction online on this character. It was decreased in 0.23. Could it be decreased to 0? Is that possible? You know what? I don't want to fool with this. We're just going to use Bribe because we're broken-ass Gozag. Statue form, bop. Okay, the teleport took us not where we want to be. Teleport took us not where we want to be. Oh my god. Okay. That one Orb of Fire probably tanked my Bribe down to like 2100. Au contraire, he didn't go friendly, so I think he cost me less than he otherwise would have. He's neutral. Okay, I probably should be being a little less cavalier around this clown. But on the other hand, Gozag Bribe. Wow, my Bribe is almost done already. But we've got a lot more friendly stuff now. Have fun with that Orb Guardian, bro. Suddenly the pies are on my side. Although if I get a Moon Pie on an Orb Guardian, it could turn into like a Titan or something, which I don't think would be that much of an improvement. I'm gonna read Telly, grab the orb. Oh, dude, he did it! He actually did it. Hold on, hold on. Holy shit, okay. He threw the Clown Pie at the Electric Golem. At first I thought the Electric Golem changed, but I guess it just, the aim was off or something. That's weird that it didn't show like a miss message. Clown Pie hits the Orb Guardian becomes a Minotaur. That's hilarious. And yeah, we'll put the brag back on. Hits the Minotaur cherry. The Minotaur looks more vulnerable to fire. It's hilarious, man. Clowns aren't so bad when they're on your side. Okay, the telly sends me somewhere I don't want to be. We'll take this telly instead. Okay. Go upstairs and we're immediately next to not just a Panlord, but a Panlord with Distorting Touch who is fast, and Hell Sentinel. Let's put up D-Missile. That'll save me from iron shots, probably. Now, I kind of hate the fact that I'm going to be walking this way, because this dude could just, like, Hellfire me the whole way. But now he won't. I can't go up, really. Oh, wait, this is okay. This is okay. He blinked me, or he teleported me elsewhere on the floor. Wish we had regen. Oh wait, regen's available. Let's memorize it real fast. Last minute style. I'll Ice Blast this dude so we don't get Zot trapped. Honestly, I should probably be doing this, like, not in stat form. Okay, we're in the dungeon. Let's bribe the branch. Yeah, Flood Killer, Moths of Wrath are good to use fear on, among other things. Oh, are you talking about, like, polymorphing them into floating eyes? That would not be fun. Terrifying. Okay, this is the last level. Let's go ahead and haste. I have like a ton of holy words, so I'm just going to use it. Oh wait, no. Balrog isn't even hostile. Not that I need to worry about a Balrog really, but just being careful. Dig through. Boom, that's win number 7. Alright, so we've just barely started the stream, so I'm not gonna go offline. GG guys. What I'm just gonna do is I'll close out the video here. Goodbye, YouTube people. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.